All right, welcome everybody. So I hope everyone's doing well. Pretty excited about this. For those of you who haven't done it yet, we're activating the NFT under VERI SmartMetal, and we're just waiting for VeTest to join us and walk us through it. And it sounds like Reggie's going to join us later too. Pretty excited about that. So we should have a lot of answers for everybody. All right, so for those of you that are new, this is the 1 ounce silver coin, 0.999 fine silver, VERI SmartMetal with embedded NFT. And we're going to walk through the process of how to activate it. Well, welcome. Thank you for joining us and showing us a walkthrough of how to do this.
Yeah, great. Thanks for inviting me in.
No problem. So as we know, we got a premiere coming up here in about 15 minutes. That's going to be a video walkthrough tutorial on how to activate the NFT on your VERI SmartMetal silver round. And so we're going to watch that through full once. I believe it's about 3.5 minutes. And then VeTest is going to walk us through again using kind of a step-by-step that he's created for us. So before we do that, I think maybe you can help us get people sorted out with their ETH and transferring it onto Base or bridging it onto Base.
Okay, yeah, sure. So if anyone wants to follow along and activate their NFT during the live space here, there's two things you're going to need to do that. You're going to have MetaMask installed either on your mobile phone or your laptop or computer. And you're going to need some ETH, Ethereum, on the Base chain. And if you're new to the whole level 2 Base chain arena, it's Ethereum. It's the same Ethereum, but it exists on a different blockchain. It exists on Base. And so the same rules apply. You need small amounts for your gas to power the transaction. And the best way to get that, or actually a couple ways. One way you can do it. I want to double check. Can everyone hear? I had a message from somebody saying they couldn't hear.
I can hear you. Can anybody else? Can I get a thumbs up from anybody out there that can let us know if they can hear us okay? Perfect. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
I got 4 written over there.
Yeah, Paul's got a problem, so not sure if we can get him some help. But anyway, you'll need a small amount of ETH. The app asks for, I believe, 0.005 ETH, although the actual transaction doesn't take that much. It depends on a lot of factors, what time of day and congestion and all that. So there's 2 ways to get it on Base. If you have a new MetaMask account, you can, if you have another Base account, you can transfer it over directly. If you don't have any, but you have some on Ethereum, you can bridge it over. And there are 2, I guess, officially sanctioned Base bridges. You can view those at base.bridge.org. They're Superbridge and Bridge, BRID.GG. And they'll take ETH and a couple other major cryptos and basically allow you to move them from the Ethereum blockchain over to the Base blockchain. And so you can move some over, maybe, probably have some more transactions down the road when additional functionality comes. So you can prepare for that in advance by just having a little extra ETH on there would never hurt. And so if you have those two, Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to add that base link that he's talking about is just under this X space. If you look in the comments, it's like the third comment down. You can actually just quick link it right there. And like you said, there's Super Bridge, and sorry, what was the other one? Bridge.gg.
BRID.gg.
And those will basically
Just
take you to a swap where you can kind of connect your wallet and swap your ETH over to the base chain.
yeah. The technical term is bridging it. When you bridge it, you're bridging from one chain over to another, the token. And just I'll put in case anyone is also interested, to bridge the VERI token, use app.chainport.io, and you can bridge it back and forth there. Okay. Any questions while we're waiting? Does anyone have any sort of burning question that's been bugging them, or have a topic we want to cover in the next few minutes before the premiere starts off? Hopefully we're going to have a guest today. That'll be exciting. We can get somebody in at a very high level, can talk to us about whatever's happening up there. And a couple other bits of news. If you do run into trouble with scanning, we'll talk through that a little more in a while. There have been a couple instances of certain phones having some difficulty scanning the QR code on the back side. We're investigating exactly why. We suspect it's because of the type of QR code. That QR code on the back side is denser, requires version 3 of the QR code versus 2 for the front, because it needs to carry more information. And for some reason, some phones have a hard time picking that up. We have determined that it's very light intensive, light meaning ambient light around where you're trying to scan. So that has an effect. If you can't get it to scan, hold tight. Over the weekend, we're working on a fix that will get out to everybody that does have that issue, that'll allow an easy way to scan that back side with a helper app and then paste in the secret code. So we've identified that. We've got the solution, and we're working on getting that tested and implemented as soon as we can. And then that kind of brings me to the companion or follow-on thought of if you do have an issue with that or any other issue, if your SmartMetal package got stolen in shipment, or who knows, whatever issue you have that you can't resolve, we've just implemented a help desk support functionality.
All right, so I see Reggie just got in here. Just to catch you up, we're going to watch VeTest walkthrough tutorial here in about 4 minutes. It's a live premiere, so we can't pause it. We're just going to watch it through. It's about 3.5 minutes, and then we're going to walk users through activating their VERI SmartMetal NFTs using the walkthrough that VeTest put together for us. And then we're going to follow it up with some Q&A. So thanks for joining us. So each round comes with 2 QR codes. The front, for those that are new to this, the front one is essentially your public key. It's going to tell you the number of your round. And then the back is where we're going to be activating today. We're going to be taking off the sticker and scanning it to activate your unique NFT. That's going to allow you access to all kinds of goodies. There's a couple of hints in there that we're going to take a look at after we're done. Some P2P trading, potentially some AI agents access. And maybe Reggie can tell us a little bit more about this after we're done watching the video. I think it's worth mentioning too that bridging it to the base chain is going to make all these transactions so much cheaper. I know VeTest mentioned it to me earlier, how it's basically going to cost about 20 cents, maybe if that, to activate your NFT.
Hello everyone, Marco here. Today we're going to run through the VERI SmartMetal NFT Activation. First, you're going to want to open your MetaMask. Ensure you have at least 0.005 base ETH. Then we're going to go to the URL page and open activate.veri.vip. And review the splash screen and click Got It. Then we're going to want to reconnect or connect our wallet. Once that's connected up, we're going to check our balance, make sure we have enough. Once that passes, we're going to allow the camera to be used so it can scan the QR code. This is the before, so before we lift the sticker. And you'll see once you lift the sticker, it self-voids, so it can't be reused. And once you've scanned, you should get a valid activation code. At that point, you can submit the transaction. Once the transaction has completed, take note of your VSM, your VERI SmartMetal round number in the top orange box, in this case 431. Then you can browse through your round's metadata and see what information is attached to that particular round. You can also click the lower button and share on X. This is an optional step to share your status, make a tweet. It'll pre-populate, but you can edit the text and put a picture on if you want. To browse your details, click that upper button and it'll take you to your round's very own web page, which contains the metadata. And next we're going to optionally import our NFT to MetaMask. It doesn't always import by itself, but by clicking the Import NFTs link in blue there, you can paste in the production SmartMetal NFT contract and then enter your round number that we captured earlier. And that's it. Congratulations. You've activated your NFT and optionally imported it into MetaMask. Go to veridao.io for more information.
Amazing. Thank you, VeTest. So now I guess we can walk through this again. If you look down in the comments, you're going to see an image that has all the steps that we just kind of watched here in this video. Or you can just replay the video and kind of walk it through yourself. VeTest, or Marco, you want to add anything?
Yeah. Let me pull it up here, and there's a couple of items on there I just want to highlight. The one key factor in this, you are going to want to save the NFT activation contract address. It's in step 4 of the guide here in a minute, but that's a key address for importing into the MetaMask. So if you're looking at this little quick guide here, it's written for a phone. The steps are pretty much the same if you're doing it on your laptop or computer, but some of the icons might be a little different. But basically, what we talked about, what we saw in the video, you need to install MetaMask and get over to the base chain by default. it likes to pick Ethereum. And so once you're on base, you're going to need a minimum amount of gas, and that's base Ethereum. Since we're on base, 0.005 is what we're recommending. Then you can go to the browser tab. That's the lower right, second from the right icon on the bottom. And up at the top, it's just like a regular browser on your computer. There's a URL, and when you click that, unfortunately, MetaMask always goes to their homepage, but you can just click that and overtype it and type in activate.veri.vip. And that'll bring you into the activation app. And within the app, then you'll see a splash screen, some information. You can click that and clear that off. And then basically you connect your wallet. Make sure that it has enough gas. The app, as you saw, leads you right through that. Depending on the settings on your phone or computer, you'll likely need to allow the camera so that the camera can do the scanning. And then step 11 is your sort of decision point. That's the point of no return if you're going to peel the sticker. It's kind of fun. Peels off pretty easy, but the second you lift it, you'll be able to tell that it through magic, it transforms and it self-voids. It basically prints the word void over the top of the sticker. And what that'll prevent then is somebody getting around, lifting the sticker, scanning it, activating the NFT into their wallet, putting the sticker back on, and then trying to pawn it off, sell it to somebody as a new unopened. And that's not going to work. What happens, for a couple reasons, that won't work. Mainly, once the secret code has been used to activate the NFT, the code underneath the privacy sticker, the app marks that code as being used, and it becomes basically worthless at that point. It doesn't do anything. If you try to scan it, it'll say it's already been used. So during that scanning, that's where in our early testing and some of the folks, it's limited to certain phones. As an old IT guy, I'm suspecting it's probably hardware or software related on the specific version of phone, but some phones have a trouble reading or scanning that back QR code. And I did experience that. I've got an iPhone, older one, a 14, and I could get it to scan occasionally to take, but it's light dependent, the ambient light around it. So if you want to try it, if you can't get a good scan, try adjusting your light and moving the position of your phone and whatnot to get a valid scan. And that works sometimes. And if that doesn't work, then we've got a fix underway in our test environment right now over the weekend. We're going to get that tested and validated and pushed out to this production environment. And what that'll do is allow the use of in the iPhone's case, they've got a built-in feature called a code scanner that can just scan the code itself. And so oddly enough, when you use that, it recognizes the scan, the QR code, but when you use the phone through MetaMask, it doesn't. So there's something going on there, but we've got that was out of our control. That's one of the things, deploying in this environment. There's 1 million different hardware configurations we've got to support. So it's just something that came up. We've got the fix going. We'll put out another video and more information about that. And it'll be fairly easy. You just use that code scanner or a third-party QR code scanner app and scan it, and it'll allow you to copy and paste that secret code in and then continue on with step 13 here, or step 12 actually. You would get the valid activation code in green, And once you get that, you click activate. That'll pop up the base transaction that's about to be executed. And if you hit confirm, it'll go. And the easy way to validate if you're wondering if you actually did get the NFT, just go to basescan.org. That's the base equivalent of etherscan.io. So basescan.org, and paste in your wallet address into the window and search on that. Once you bring up your wallet address, there's a tab midway down, NFT transfers, I think it's called. Click on that and your NFT will be there. So regardless if you import it into MetaMask or not, that's just sort of a visual feature for MetaMask. The activation does indeed claim the NFT and attach it to your base account that you claim it in. And just one note on that, you do want to make sure you have a good account that you're gonna want to use for this when you do the scan and attach it in. And by that I mean, if you want to run it inside your hardware wallet, scan it in there from the beginning, or whichever account you want to do. It's a regular NFT, so we'll be able to move them around, but just for purposes of where we're at now, just claim it in the account that you want to use it in, and then validate it through basescan.org that you've actually successfully completed it. Just to run through the import steps at the bottom, again, they are optional. Just open the MetaMask. If you're on mobile, you'll want to go to the wallet tab on the lower left corner. Then in the middle of the screen, it'll bring it up on the tokens tab, but right next to that is the NFTs tab. And right underneath of that is a blue import NFTs link. And when you click that link, it'll pop up a window that will allow you to paste in this smart contract address. And then right underneath of it, the VERI SmartMetal round number that you activated above. So during your activation, if you captured the SmartMetal round number, that's the physical round number that you got. That's what you're going to plug in as the ID. So in my case, it was 427. So I just put in 427, clicked import, and it was there. If you happen to miss that, which NFT number you got, you just go to the same thing that you did before. Go to basescan.org, paste in your wallet address, go to the NFTs tab, and your NFT number, or more than one. If you've claimed more than one, they'll be listed right there. So that's the process. Took a lot longer to make the video and talk it through than it actually does in practice. So hopefully that was fairly clear and everybody can get that. So I'll turn it back over to you, Riz, and see what else we got.
If you're having issues scanning your code because of light, we've heard one of two things. One, that you need more light. You almost need to wash it out with light, no shadows, and the QR code might scan easier for you that way. Or reducing the light, so a low light environment might help scanning the QR code. So again, VeTest mentioned that there is a workaround that's coming, and we'll probably end up doing another video to help anyone having issues scanning the back QR code. And just out of curiosity, sorry, go on.
I was just going to add on briefly, Riz. If you're feeling adventurous, you can use either a built-in code scanner or a companion QR scanner app. And between your mobile phone and your laptop or computer, we've had success with that as well. In other words, display it on one device and scan it with the other. That was one workaround that worked as well. Probably the best thing, if you're unsure or uneasy, just wait for this fix. We'll have another video. We'll be a little bit more experienced at running through the process, and hopefully, that'll solve. I'm confident that'll solve our, the minimal scanning issues we have. Hasn't been too widespread, but there are a few instances of it.
And just out of curiosity, can you guys throw up a couple of hands here for everyone that was successful in activating their rounds? I'm just curious how we did. I saw a couple. Again, we're going to have another video coming out to help people walk through this. And for those that are having an extreme amount of trouble, there is a support desk that can be found at I believe, the top of the VERI.io website, and also Quantum Metals. And it'll link you to a support desk where, again, you can issue a ticket for your issue and someone will get back to you with an answer.
Yeah, that was a quick one. We spun up that whole support feature in like just a couple of days. Kudos to Jeremy and Jason and team. That was a real quick win. We're all volunteers, if you don't know, running this, and we're all kind of over allocated, and every minute we can save, helps us do the real work more in the more valuable spaces. So hopefully that's appreciated by folks.
Well said. We can open things up to and get Reggie up here.
Good job, fellas.
Thank you very much.